6. So let's graph some inequalities to start this out. For the third day in a row. Some of us can't come to school every day. So if I'm going to graph the line y equals x plus 1. Sierra, how do I do that? How do I graph y equals x plus 1? What's your b or your y-intercept?
1. So we go 1.
And what's your slope?
X.
Not x. The number in front of x.
1.
And then 1 over 1, that means up 1 over 1, right?
Yeah.
Like so. Connect the dots. There's that line. Well, we have not been graphing lines. We've been graphing inequalities. So now let's graph the inequality. Y is less than x plus 1. So, Jarek, what would change? Since it's not equal anymore, it's less than. What would be different?
Line's dotted.
The line is dotted. So, Sierra, I'm going to fill you in because you haven't been here. See that it's not less than or equal to? If that little line's not there, it's a broken line. Like an open circle.
Oh, okay.
And then we got a shade. Where are we going to shade? Shade below.
So look, is that in anymore?
That's what we've been doing lately. So 6.6 is about systems of inequalities. Remember we had systems of equations and that's where the two lines cross? Hello? Anyone?
Yeah, I wish Lucas was still here so he could answer that.
So let's add another inequality to this. Let's say I want to graph just the line y equals negative 2x minus 1. How would I do that?
Down 2 over 1.
Go down to go to negative 1 first and make your dot. That's where you start. And then down 2 over 1.
Oh, over 2.
Down 2 over 1. Because it's negative 2 over 1. Connect them with a line. Now, I'm not really wanting to graph the equation. I really want an inequality. So let's make that one be a greater than or equal to.
Why are you changing it though?
Because to graph an inequality, first you graph the line, and then you shade. So where would I shade on this one? Above or below?
Above.
Because it's greater than, it's above. So,
That was just an estimated guess.
here's my shading. This is a system of inequalities, so we want to know where they cross. Can you tell where they cross?
A negative 1?
Where the pictures overlap.
Yeah, negative.
Isn't it all of this area right here?
Yeah, so it'd be positive.
It's not a number, it's an
I don't even
area.
know what we're doing.
Do you see where the yellow and the green overlap?
Where's green?
Let me make this a different color for you.
Oh, okay, I see it. How it's.
You see how it was greater than the line? So we have to shade above. Where do they overlap? So when you have a system, then you have to erase everything that is not part of the overlap. Your final answer is that. You're going to be shading and then erasing when you have a system. Okay, let's do another one. So there is a system there. I don't want to do that one. I don't want to have the answer. Turn the page to page 426. We have two inequalities. Y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 5. Got it, number 1 at the top. And we have negative 3x plus 1 is less than or equal to negative 4. You see that? Got it, number 1? What is the graph of the system? Everybody there?
Yeah.
So we need to graph these two inequalities. First one's easy. Where do we start?
5.
Go to 5, make a dot. From there,
Go down.
down 1 over 1. Sierra, is it a solid line or a broken line?
A solid line because it's got the line under it.
Yes, ma'am. And where do I shade?
Above the line.
Above, because it's greater than. Okay? That's the one on the left. Now let's look at that other one. The negative 3x plus 1 is less than or equal to negative 4. It's hard to graph that, isn't it? What do we have to do?
Add 3
To both sides. No, when you subtract 1 from both sides.
Where are you getting the 1 from?
Oh, that's why I got 1.
We would add 3x to both sides.
Add 3x to both sides. So y is less than or equal to 3x minus 4. So where do we start on that one?
Negative 4. And go up 3 over 1.
And you share at the bottom because it's less than.
Go to negative 4, go up 3 over 1, draw your line. Is it a solid or a broken line?
Solid.
Solid, and then it's less than, so you shade, where did you say?
Below.
Below that line. This is a system, so we only want the overlap. So you have to erase the places where there is no overlap. You don't care about these places right here. Okay?
Okay.
There is your final answer. When you're talking about a system of inequalities, you only look at where they overlap.
Only erase where they overlap.
Only keep where they overlap. Erase everything else. So let's go back and look at some of our problems. So let's look at number 7. Number 7 is going to be just like number 8.
Are you talking shit about me?
Yes. No, we're good. Well, yeah, we'll be safe. Somebody will come up here inspecting, checking us out. All right, we're on number 7. So on number 7, it says, look at the instructions. Determine if it's a solution or not. You want to know, is 212 a solution of the system? So first you got to graph the system, right? Where is 212? Where's that point?
Up to
Over 2, up 12. So I'm going to have to get me a... Because I didn't have 12 lines. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's the point 212. We want to know if that is a solution to the system of inequalities that's there. Okay? First we got to graph them. First one is what? We're on number 7.
2x or y is greater than 2x plus 4.
How do we graph it?
You go up 4 and
Go to 4, make a dot.
Over 1.
up 2 over 1.
Yep. Connect them. Broken or solid line?
It's broken
Why is it broken?
because it's equal.
It doesn't have a line under it.
Yes. Okay. Now to help you on these, if you'll make the line go all the way to the edge of your paper. Where will I shade?
The
To the
Is it less than or greater than?
Oh, you do the bottom because it's less than.
Look at that again.
Above.
It's greater
Oh,
than.
greater than, yeah, so the top.
So we're going to shade up here. Okay? Let's graph the other one. It is y is less than 3x plus 7. So how will we graph it?
Go up 7.
Oh,
Go up 3 over 1.
Up 3 over 1.
Up 3 over 1, but that's 7. So it would be 7.
Go to 7, make a dot. Go up 3 over 1. Uh-oh. It happens. Where do we shade?
Shade up
The
below.
bottom.
Below, because it's less than, so it's all of this, right? This is a system. We only care about where they overlap, right? Nothing over here, nothing over here. What about 212?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, isn't it? How would you tell for sure? It's right on the line, isn't it? Look at that point, Sarah. Can you tell if it's in there or out of there? 212? I can't tell by this picture. I was hoping that that dot would be somewhere like this and we could say no. Because it has to be in this overlap. If it had been down here, no. No. But it's not where we want it. So let's go to our inequalities again. And our point is 212. The first inequality is what?
Y is greater than 2x plus 4.
And the other one?
And y is less than 3x plus 7.
Let's plug them in. What's our y?
12.
What's our x?
2.
12 is less than 3 times 2 is 6 plus 7. 12 is less than 13, right? It works for that one. Let's look over here. Y is still 12. 2 times 2 is 4. Is 12 greater than 4 plus 4?
Yes.
Yes, it does work. You do that either way. You can plug it in or you can graph it. So the answer to that is yes, it is a solution. That's exactly how you're going to do number 8. Now, number 10, you're going to graph them both. They have rearranged that second equation for you. They took that equation, did everything needed to get you to graph it easier, and turned it into that right there. Do you see that in the brown box? That's one of your equations, and the other one is y is less than 2x plus 4. You graph both of those. Number 12, you graph them. Number 14, you graph them. Number 16, you graph them. Let's look at number 17.
17 was an odd number.
Yes, it is. Let's look at it. See number 17? Tell me where that blue line crosses the y-axis. And where does it cross the x-axis? What's the slope of that blue line?
2 over 1.
Sierra, what's the slope of it?
2 over 1.
Negative 2.
Yeah, I didn't need it.
What's the equation of that line?
Y equals, is it, would it be x?
Negative 2x.
What's your slope? What's the m? Is it not down 2 over 1?
Yeah, the negative 2y plus
I'm going to give up on you. Negative 2x, what's your b?
2.
Where'd they shade, above or below? So is that greater than or less than?
Greater
Is the blue line solid or dotted in the picture?
Solid.
So there's that equation. That's that inequality. Now let's look at the yellow one. I don't care about all this stuff right now. I've got one of them. I'm going to just draw in the yellow now. What's the y-intercept for that red line?
-2.
So I know it's going to have a -2 on the end. What's the slope of it? How far up do you go to get to the next point? No. Look at that line and find the next point that's right on. In the book.
It's on 2.
No, it isn't. It's at 1, 1. It's right there. So it's up how far and over how far? Here's the dot. How far up do you go? 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Why is this so hard today? Over how far? So it's a 3x. There's your slope. Where'd they shade? Above or below?
They shaded below.
So that means it's less than. Broken line or solid line?
Broken.
So there's no bar under it. That's what they want in number 18 and 20. They want those two inequalities. You look at the picture, you figure them out just like we just did. Okay? Quizzes tomorrow. 8 through 20 even. So page 428, 6-6, 8 through 20 even is the assignment. Work well.